Hello. Welcome to my alternate reality. This is Victoria Pendragon, and I want to talk about breakfast. Well, perhaps eating meals in general. But breakfast happens to be my favorite meal, so I'll focus on that, or use that as an example. People traditionally pray over their meals. They say grace, as it's called, and they give thanks for the food that they have. There is, of course, a very real energetic reason for doing this. It is to connect you with the source of your being, because without that food, you're pretty much dead. So this cycle, gratitude is a cycle. Gratitude allows you to participate in the cycle of life fully. Some people do it just because they've been taught that if you're not grateful, you're not going to get more things. That's kind of the wrong approach. It's really about celebrating having things. Not about getting more, not about being worried that you're not going to get any, but just celebrating where you are. And of course that is back to the now moment concept. But I probably take this to an extreme, this thanking thing, just because I do in general. Perhaps, who knows, perhaps it's because I almost died that I'm sort of hyper aware of being alive and hyper thrilled about that. But I am. And when I prepare my foods, when I prepare my breakfast, or when I prepare particularly anything with vegetables in it that have to be chopped up and cut, I'm there. I smell the food. I am using all my senses in my appreciation of what's going on. If I'm just pouring cereal out of a box, I'm watching it, but of course I'm watching with the awareness of my body, because my body knows how much cereal I need for the morning. My mind doesn't, and the cereal box tells me so many ounces. Well, that's nonsense. But your body always knows. So I become very engaged with cereal coming out of the box and into the bowl, because I need to be aware for when the body goes, enough, and that's enough. And then when I open up the fruit, cut the fruit to put in with it and mix it up, I am aware of, again, the smell, the feel of the fruit. And I, as I'm doing all these things, am conscious of the fact that these things grew in the earth, that the earth is responsible for their being, that they need air, that they need water, and so those things are responsible for their being with me. That someone had to plant the seeds that they grew from, that someone had to harvest them. So there are all these people that I don't know that are out there that have figured in my enjoying my breakfast. When I do ceremony, sometimes I'm asked to say grace, and my little phrase is always that I give thanks to the earth, but that I also give thanks to everyone who has picked and packed, shipped and stacked all the foods that I'm using. Because it isn't just the foods themselves, and it isn't just their wonderful lusciousness. They're on my table because of other human beings. And what I send out when I'm feeling this, when I'm experiencing this, is gratitude to every one of those people, that it may reach them, so that somewhere, at some level of their being, someone is sending them good energy. And then that will work in them. Just like what they've put into their job or whatever. Maybe they came to work the day that they picked the fruit that I'm eating, and maybe they were sad or unhappy, and maybe that traveled with the fruit to me. because energy goes both ways. So the last thing I do in my process of awareness of where the food came from and how it got to me and all that is that I gently, energetically kind of hover over my food after I've fully inhaled how wonderful it smells. And I allow anything that is in it that will not serve us, and by us I mean me and my body, to be transmuted into something that will. Thoughts do change things when there is energy behind them. Intention is empowered by feeling. My feelings about my food are fairly passionate. I didn't used to give a damn about food for many years until I was recovered from almost dying. I would say, I'd just as soon you put an IV in me. I don't want to eat, it's a bother. If I could just get nourishment the way, through a needle in my arm, I would do that. Everything changed. Everything changed. And I am by nature, I think, a passionate creature. And so I went from being completely dispassionate, which is where a passionate person is going to go, to this full-blown appreciation for everything that I have. And for the abilities that I have, that everyone has, to use their energy to affect the world around them in a way that is gentle and passive and not goal-oriented, just good energy, just good wishes. So that's my little piece about breakfast and grace and gratitude. And perhaps you might consider some part of it for yourself. I know it adds to the deliciousness of my life. Take care.